everyone. Hope you are all doing well. So today I am going to make a next topic of our history, that is freedom movement. So as you all know, we had finished the 6th unit of history. So now we are going to start the 7th unit, that is freedom movement. Okay, so let's start. So before that, let's have a look what and all we are going to learn in this unit. Okay, so in this unit we are going to learn rise of nationalism, Indian National Congress, moderates, radicals and revolutionists. So this and all we are going to learn. Okay, so rise of nationalism first, let's have a look on that. Okay, so the rise of nationalism, what's this? So Indian freedom movements is an important and vibrant chapter in the history of India. Okay, before this we come across kings who fought against the foreign occupation, right? But these fights were guided by their political goals. Since they fought against the foreign occupation, it can be considered as the beginning of nationalism. So here Indian freedom movement is an important, okay, so important and vibrant chapter in the history of India. Before this, so here as we know in the previous topic we had learned about like how many rulers fought to gain their freedom, and what and all the reason and results that what we had learned previously. Okay, so here and then next, these fights were guided by the political goals. Okay, since they so here since they fought against the foreign occupation, it can be considered as the beginning of the nationalism. Okay, oh sorry, next, so here let's have a look on the nationalism. So during the second half of the 19th century, many developments like expansion of communication and roads, expansion of English education, journalism and the birth of culture association can be witnessed. Then, but people suffered a lot with the famines and hardship created by the British rule. Many farmers and tribal agitation took place during this period is a proof of this. Indian who suffered in the hands of East India Company put up a strong resistance in the form of first war of Indian independence in 1857. So here the nationalism is the identification, right, with one's own nation support. So the nationalism how it starts. So our Indians started ask like I want to know what's my nationalism is. So here everyone started to ask about the nationalism as well. Okay, so here 1857, the first war of Indian independence, that is Sipahi mutiny and everything. Okay, so here war and tribal agitation. So have a look on this picture, how our Indians like ancestor used to suffer a lot. Okay, so here farmers and tribal agitation in the sense a state of anxiety, like for example I can say she was wringing her hands in agitation, fear of not getting a freedom to it. Okay, so here tribal, so those were low caste people, so they suffered a lot on that time. Then the tribal hero of Bharat during British rule. Okay, just let's have a look on this. So here the British rule is Birsa Munda, the rise of nationalism and everything. So here again I am going to show this picture to you, so please keep these pictures in your mind. So great tribal hero on the time of Bharat during British rule is Birsa Munda. Okay, Okay, so next point is, as a result, it ended the rule of the East India Company in 1858 and started the Queen of England in 1858, right? With implementation of Act of 1861, the participation of Indians in the legislation process was ushered in. So here in 1856, 1858, what happened? The war ended, and then the new Britain Queen, she came and she said she is going to implement a new rules and regulation to the India. Okay, so here let's learn what is a legislature. Legislation in the sense law. Okay,
Legislation.
law considered are collectively, like laws. So here the legislation in the sense law process was unshared in. Okay, so then why I'm telling you briefly, because I need you to understand everything so that it will be easy as well. Okay, so unshared in the sense show or guide. So legislation process was guided in, so started beginning. Okay, next, as a result of all this, the educated youth started sharing the ideas of nationalism with ordinary people. A nationalism found its root as a concrete concept. Indian National Congress, that is INC, is the institutional expression of this. Then let's have a look on INC, Indian National Congress. Many educated youth provide leadership to various associations which had nationalistic outlook. Among them, the Hindu Mela, All Indian Association, Pune Public Sabha, and the Indian Association are important. Newspaper opposed. So newspaper opposed the stance of the government during reign of Lord Lytton. Vernacular Press Act was implemented to curb the independence of the independent press. Okay, so here the Hindu Mela. What's this Hindu Mela here during the British? So here let us learn. Let's not go to the brief to it. So I am going to give a gist of, like, for example, if there is an Hindu Mela, so what's that Hindu Mela is? The Hindu Mela was founded in 1867, okay, in Calcutta by someone is Naba Gopal Mitra, with the active support from Tagore family. The Hindu Mela was also known as Chaitra Mela and Samman. It was largely a product of the combined effort. Okay, it was a combined effort. So Hindu Mela was a political and cultural festival actually. So Hindu Mela. Okay. So then next, let's have a look on All Indian Association. So here what is All Indian Association here? So how can we know that what is the All Indian Association? So the Hindu Mela, we know it's all about the festival, so everything. The All Indian Association was the first nationalist organization. Okay, so here uh, All Indian Association, even today there are 1432 associations on Indian state level industries. Okay, so in, like, it was founded by Surendranath Banerjee and Ananda Mohan Bose. So they were the founders of the All Indian Association. Okay, and what about the Pune? So what about the Pune Public Sabha? Okay, so here Pune Public Sabha was established on April 1870 at Pune originally, because, so here why, like, who was founded it, what and all. So it was founded by Pune on 2nd April something in 1870. And in history you can read about the importance of social political organization. So here the Pune Public Act Sabha was all about the day in history, like how it's compared. By, if I want to give an example for you about the Pune Sajik Sabha, is usually because of discontent of the people over the running of a local temple. Okay, so that's the thing for it. Okay, sorry for that, and let's back to the class. The next year, the Indian Association are important. So here among them, so I am explaining you the only the meaning and the gist of it. Okay. So then the newspaper opposed. So then the newspaper started. So what and all the newspaper opposed and stands for the government during the reign of Lord Lytton. So the Lord Lytton is a vernacular press act was implemented to curb the independence of independent press. So Lord Lytton, so we have to know a brief introduction about who is Lord Lytton. Okay, so let me give an example for it so that it will be easy to you as well, because so here, so let us learn who is Lord Lytton. So the Lord Lytton was a first Earl actually. So Earl in the sense first famous or first person to do that. So here newspaper opposed the stance of the government during the reign of Lord Lytton. During the reign means during the rule of the Lord Lytton. Vernacular Press Act was implemented to curb the independence of the independent press. All this development inevitably led to the establishment of the Indian National Congress. When the Lord Lieutenant doesn't agree to do anything, so Indian National Congress started. So what's this Indian National Congress and what's the importance of it? The Indian National Congress, which changed the direction of Indian political history, was born in Convention held at Bombay 1885. W.C. Banerjee was the first president of it. Okay, so the first president of the INC is W.C. Banerjee, and then Eva Hume played an important role in formation of Indian National Congress. So here you can see the picture of the Indian National First Convention held at Bombay in 1885. Okay, then so Hume was a retired British civil servant and met political leader in cities like Madras, Bombay and Calcutta and discussed the various issues of public importance. Okay, let's have a look at main objectives of Indian National Congress. So here the main objective or the main motto is, as a result of these deliberations, like the Congress declared that achieving national unity as its primary aim during the first national convention. It thrived to achieve unity among the diverse cultural and social parts of India. The leader of this period also had the commitment to achieve it. Okay, then next, newspapers were published in vernacular language and enabled discussion on various social issues. So during that time, the newspaper was started in a vernacular language as well. As a result, various political issues reached the public. The British employed divide and rule policy to break the unity emerge among the people with the development of nationalism. So during that way, everyone get to know what's going on in India, what's either it's social, political, economic, everything, to get to know everything was highlighting in a newspaper as well. So they started implementing strategies to cause this unity among Hindu and Muslim. Here they are Britishers. Still, the Indian National Congress continued with its focus on creating unity among Indians. Okay, so during the later part of 19th century, differences of opinions arose in the Indian National Congress due to their differences in ideology, beliefs, and execution styles, they are identified as moderates and radicals. So here, due to the differences in ideology so during the differences of the behavior, their belief, so they started execution style, so they are identified as a moderates and radicals. So they have a different view what's facing India on that time. So there are so many people who have different roles, so they have categorized as a moderates. So what's the meaning of moderates? So here it's all about in Kannada. So here the moderates: W.C. Banerjee, M.G. Ranade, Surendranath Banerjee. So they are the important moderates. And again, Dadabai, Navoroji, Gopal Krishna Gokule. Demands. So demands of the moderates on that time is: moderates had faith in the rule of British and judiciary. They used to table their demands with the framework of the constitution through prayers and requests. They tried to bring in political awareness among the people. They organized public meetings, discussed various burning issues, and submitted memorandums to the government. They submitted memorandums demanding cutting down of military expenditure, development of Indian industries, providing good education, and programs for poverty alleviation. Moderates were the first to study the ill effect of the British rule in India. So they are using to tell everything on the demands of, so they are discussing all about the meaning and what and all the condition and demands of the moderates as well. Okay, so then next, drain theory of Dadabai Navoroji. So let us learn what is drain theory. So they explain the drain of resources of India into England through scientific statistics. Dadabai Navoroji called it drain theory. By increasing the import and reducing the export, the British facilitated the draining out of precious Indian resource into India. Just like Dadabai Navoroji, R.C. Dutt too published a book explaining the draining of Indian resources into England. The period of moderates is called as the age of liberal nationalism. The period between CE 1885 and 1905 is called as the age of moderates. So the age of moderates. Okay. So then radicals. Okay. Before the radicals, let's do a recap of it. So the moderates, so they are the one who asked questions to the Britishers, and they used the scientific methods. Dadabai Navroji, so he started scientific results. Okay, and he gave importance, and everyone gave the importance. And as well as when Dadabai Navroji says it's a drain theory, why? Because our Indian products, spices, they are trading to the to the England, exporting to the England, but they are not getting that much income. Only Britishers are utilizing it. So that's the reason. So everyone started, and they get to know the value of Indian spices as well. Okay, so let's have a look on radicals. So moderates, we understood about the moderates, and what is radicals. The soft stance of the moderates towards the British made unhappy group within the Congress to call them as political beggars. The group congressmen who criticize the soft stance of moderates are called as radicals. So who are radicals? The group congressmen who criticize who used to ask a question to the particular subject or particular thing. Okay, soft stance of moderates are called radicals. So there are two groups in India, that is that moderates and radicals. So radicals, they used to ask a question to the radicals, they used to ask question to the moderates in the purpose of some questions. So they are in a separate group, that is radical group. Okay, understood this one? So political beggars, so moderate towards the British made unhappy group within the Congress and call them as a political beggars. So everyone said the moderates or a political beggars, those who used to say that they are in another group, that is radicals. Okay, those used to criticize the congressmen. Okay, so I hope that is clear to you as well. Okay, so next, Aurobindo Ghosh, Bipin Chandrapal, Lala Lajpat Roy and Balagandhar Tilak are the main members of radical group. Don't get confused about radical groups. Okay, so you should make a list of that, who are moderates and who are radicals, what and all the difference between that two groups. Okay, that will be help in your future as well. Okay, so next point is they oppose the stance of the British, who considered nominating the Indian members to Indian legislative assemblies as an important favor. So please collect more information if you want. So here, if you want to know more information, so you can collect here in 1861 to 1892. So here the radicals you can see like Aurobindo Ghosh, Bipin Chandrapal, Lala Lajpat Roy, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Okay, so we had learned about the moderates and radicals. So let us learn now division of Bengal. So now here the comes is division of Bengal. The anti-British sentiment was dominant in Bengal and it was the center of anti-British protest. In order to suppress these developments, Vizier Lord Curzon thought of dividing Bengal in the name of administration. In reality, Bengal had more concentration of Muslims and Hindu people. So location of Bengal in India. So here Bengal, Eastern Bengal, Assam. So now the census report had indicated that the east part of Bengal had more number of Muslims and the west part of Bengal had more number of Hindus. The British divided Bengal in 1905. Like this, the British thought of suppressing the spirit of national freedom struggle with the division of Bengal. So here, when everyone coming up with their questions, everyone started rebelling against Britishers. So here the one of the British soldier, he thought to do a division of the Bengal, because if he suppressed the Bengal people, if he says I am not against Muslim, I am not against Hindu, I am with everyone, so everyone doesn't like the Bengal people doesn't go against the British according to him. Okay, so next, what happened then? The division of Bengal in 1905 was opposed by Indian National Congress. Still, the Bengali language could unite the Hindu and Muslim communities. So, Raksha Bandhan cultural festival was held to bring in unity among Hindus and Muslims. The division of Bengal resulted in the widespread protest across the country. So here, when a British divide the Bengal into two parts, so Indian National Congress opposed to that, and then they said a Bengali language could unite the Hindu and Muslim, could unite, and then Raksha Bandhan. So the Raksha Bandhan as a cultural festival was held. So as we all know, Raksha Bandhan was a precious festival, and that festival everyone used to celebrate. It's not about a Hindu Muslim. Everyone used to celebrate against their brother. Okay, in favor of his or if in favor of her brother, right? So the division of Bengal resulted in the widespread protest across the country. Okay, next. So the next is the radicals took the issues to the doorsteps of the common people. They called for boycotting of the foreign goods and the institutions that encouraged it. So here the next thing what they did. So the radicals took issues to the doorsteps. If the radicals group of members went in front of the doors, every doorsteps of common people, and they said you have to boycott the foreign goods. Okay. Then Indians were encouraged to use local goods. The British government withdrew the Bengal Division Order in 1911. Okay, so here we'll see about the Balagandhar Tilak. Tilak declared Swaraj is my birthright. I would definitely get it back. So that was his slogan. Everyone knows till now. So if someone asks who said that Swaraj is my birthright, I shall have it. So here we'll give a name, that is Bal Gangadhar Tilak. That's his slogan. Attaining complete freedom was the aim of the radicals. They tried to organize the common people of India. They attempt to organize people by employing religious celebrations too. They used Ganesha, Shivaji, and Durga celebrations to organize people against the British. So here, so they used Indian festival, a Hindu's festival most, that is Ganesha festival. Everyone knows how enthusiastically we used to celebrate that, right? So through on that time, so everyone used to gather and they used to give and employing religious celebrations to, while decorating our cultural, while decorating our temples. So everyone used to get higher on that time, and every Indian used to earn according to them. Okay. Then next, Muslim League was born in 1906 to protect Muslim identity. So here till now it's all about Hindus and what and all. They tried to give their identity. Then what about Muslims, the other religion people, those who used to live in India? Tilak published Kesari in Marathi and Maratha in English language. Then he encouraged common people and protests against the British. The radical writings of Tilak galvanized the common people. The British arrested Tilak due to these developments. Tilak wrote a book, Gita Rahasya, in the prison with future fueled freedom fervor. Okay, then here the revolutionaries. Revolutionaries dreamed of attaining complete freedom. They believed that they can drive away the British by employing violent methods. The establishment secret associations across the country and started collecting weapons and money from an armed struggle against the British. They provided training also. So revolutionaries against those who use to do their own things, those who love to be in their own rules and conditions. They doesn't want to to suppress, to depress from Britishers. So then here the secret organization named Lotus and Dagger was founded in England. Okay, people Aurobindo Ghosh who were in England supported the revolutionaries through this organization. Similarly, other revolutionary organization called Gadha in USA can be recalled here. So then next, Aurobindo, sorry, Abhinava Bharata and Anushila Smiti were the two important secret organizations in India. They used bombs and guns to achieve their goals. Then the government tried to suppress them by arresting them and hanging them unto death on the charges of sedition. But Aurobindo Ghosh, VP Savarkar, Ashwini Kumar Datta, Rajanarayana Bose, Rajaguru, then Chikar brothers, Chakkikar brother, Vishnu Shastri, Champukar, then Shyamji Krishnavarma. There are so many revolutionaries here, like Shamaji Krishnavarma, Rasbihari Ghosh, Madam Kama, Gudiram Bose, Ram Prasad Bismil, Ashfaqullah Khan, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Jitin Das are most prominent among the revolutionaries. So, revolutionaries, those who used to use arms, so who used to use guns and who used to say no to the Britishers, and that too if they doesn't agree the rules and regulations of the Britishers use to hang them. So these are the list of the revolutionaries, and these are the list those who says no to the British rules. So here you can see the British rulers. If you wanna see how what and all they did a sacrifice to our India, and they said no to everything. See Chandrasekhar Azad, Bhagat Singh, right? Then Ashfaqullah Khan, Jatin Das, so everyone. Okay. So now the dream of revolutionaries to bring the freedom to India quickly did not materialize completely. When everyone is sacrificing their life, everyone is saying no to the Britishers, but also our India does not getting a freedom. They are trying their own best, but also they are not getting a freedom. Still, they were the fountain of spirit to the Indian freedom movement. Many of the radicals later became revolutionaries and continued their efforts. Aurobindo Ghosh was one such leader like this. The role of revolutionaries is important in many ways in the annal of Indian history. So,